Alright guys, welcome to Ninjahatchet's garbage guide for Arraxor. I'm going to be doing a little bit higher enrage. This is going to be a range kill, and I think I'm going to go down path 3. So let's take a look at what I got. Right now I'm wearing full Death Lotus, only because it's a higher enrage kill. If it was lower enrage, I would be doing Serenic or Armadillo or some other kind of DPS gear. This is on my Iron Man, so you will notice I have some kind of weird gear on. The Ami of Souls is better than the Reaper Necklace for high enrage kills because the Ami of Souls increases the protection prayers that you're going to be using, so you'll be taking less damage. For me, higher enrage kills are usually about taking less damage and not doing as much DPS. A lot of people like to just straight DPS through the high enrage kills, and that's fine too, but this is going to be a more kind of a tanky guide. I'm using main hand Death Lotus darts and an offhand chaotic crossbow. Once again, because I'm on my Iron Man, I do have the Tempest gloves and Tempest boots from raids, so full Death Lotus and that tier 90 tank gear. Ring of Death, Master Sharpshooter aura, which is definitely what you're going to want to use if you have it available. Anytime you have a Sharpshooter or Runic Accuracy or some kind of aura like that available, you're going to want to use that. And then apparently I have a sign of item protection, probably because it's part of my preset. Don't know why. So I do use Revolution. I use Revolution for everything in this entire game, including base tanking Yakamaru and bomb tanking Farago. So if you don't use Revolution, good for you. I happen to do it. So what do I have here? I have Needle Strike first, Ricochet, Corruption Shot, Piercing Shot, and Tuska's Wrath. That is the order that I use them in, because it seems to be able to go without using any other ability. So, like, my Revolution will not activate Surge, even though it's on my Revel bar, because these should reset fast enough that I don't have to worry about that. Bombardment is on here, Death Swiftness, Surge, Anticipation, and then Snapshot, Fragmentation Shot, and Rapid Fire, and Freedom, and my food. So obviously, if you're watching this high enrage guide, you should know how to do Arraxor, or have at least some experience with it, so you know what to do with Freedom and Anticipation. But for me, I like to keep those on my bar. On a secondary bar, which came out not too long ago, I do have my prayer switches. I used to do this a lot different way. I used to actually switch to a whole nother ability bar when I got to P4. Now I just use the secondary bar to switch between my protection prayers. In my inventory, I got an Enhanced Excalibur. I have Supreme Overloads, a couple of Super Restore Flasks, Super Anti-Poison, and Armadillo Buckler. I actually should have brought an Adrenaline Potion, and apparently I forgot to bring it. But that's why this is a garbage guide, because I always forget something. So, here we go. It's been a long time since I did a range kill. But let's see how this goes. I don't even know what my enrage is at, by the way. I'm not even sure. So we are going to start a new instance. Right off the get-go, you can go ahead and activate your aura. And I should probably change my quick prayers, seeming as how I was just maging. So let's see, what am I going to be doing? He's attacking with mage. Alright, let's do this. So when I jump in, the first thing I like to do is run right over to the path that I'm going to be doing. Click on it. It won't let you burn it yet, but right-click, change your camera, and get ready to burn the web. So when he comes down, first thing I can do is burn the web. I like to run out in front of him. Overload, prayers, attack, immediately anticipate right off the get-go. Also, your auto-retaliate should be off for this. You anticipate right off the get-go, too, because he will always do a special attack within 5 attacks. What is my enrage at? We are at 140%, so not very high, but higher. Alright, freedom. Alright, during webs, what I like to do, I personally like to escape and provoke. A lot of people like to switch to their shields and do shield abilities too. Because I do this a little more relaxed, I just don't care enough to try that hard. So, get another anticipate, because he's done a couple of attacks now. Alright, snapshot. And rapid fire. When I get about half health is when I activate my Enhanced Excalibur. You can usually activate your Enhanced Excalibur twice during the fight. Once in P1, like right now, and once during P4, like when you first start. And because kills only take like between 5 and 10 minutes, you won't be able to do it in any time in between there. So I got one Death Swiftness off. Now I just do Snapshot and Rapid Fire outside of Death Swiftness. And actually we'll throw in a Bombardment too. Also, during high enrage kills, you can feel free to use Devotion and Debilitate if you want. I usually don't do it unless I get up closer to the 200, 300% enrage. But it is going to save some food. You'll just be losing some DPS, so you'll be losing some time. Alright, and we're going to move on because he's under 5k health. Alright, so path 3, this is a higher enrage guide, so you should know what you're doing, but I just switched to a shield, and then I have resonance on my secondary bar, and you can just swap prayers too if you want. So, first attack coming in. So obviously these are the eggs. You need to stand on top of these. Looks like I have a range attack coming in, so I'm going to try to resonance that. Got a good 2k heal off it. A lot of people also like to stall adrenaline during this. I personally don't, once again, because I don't go that try hard. But if you want, you can be cycling through abilities here just in order to stall your adren. I do prayer switch though, depending on what the attack coming in is. So like obviously this is green, this is going to be a mage attack, so I'll switch to mage. And if it's a gray attack or whatever you want to call it, gray ball, that's range, so I switch to range. Wait till the last second, run over here, switch to range. So when Arraxor comes down, if you're watching this just solely for a Path 3 guide, so right there, he opened his arms up. He opened it up like he was going to hug me. So in that one, you have to push the up arrow. If he were to smash his arms down, you would push the down arrow. If he goes to the left, like if his arms go to the left, you want to push to the left. And if his arms go to the right, you want to push to the right. Oh, that was kind of nice. I dropped my prayer there for the res because I was sick of waiting for a range attack. I also, you just seen I was using preparation. That's just so that it'll reset my resonance a little bit faster. Also, you should shut off your tier 95 prayers during this. I forgot to, but it does save a little bit of prayer if you care about that. Alright, so resonance is back up. We'll use that here. Not a very good heal. Oh, poison. I forgot that during range attacks you get poisoned. Alright, so to the right there. Alright, so what I like to do too is I like to click immediately into the new area because even during the cutscene you'll see I started running there. And you're also going to want to get off an anticipate or a freedom right away because you don't know when his next special attack is coming. I'm taking that damage because the game still thinks that I'm in the darkness, which I'm actually not, but turn on my tier 95 prayer again and re-overload. I probably should have re-overloaded during that path 2 or whatever, phase 2. So with a range kill, you obviously don't really want to be melee distance of Arraxor. So even though the light is here, oh, by the way, during higher enrage kills, I do go to the light. During low enrage kills, I do not go to the light because it's a waste of DPS. So especially if I have like a Death Swiftness or something going, I will not even run for the light. It doesn't do that much damage. All right, so let's get a Death Swiftness going here. Another great thing to know is that when you activate an ultimate like Death Swiftness, if you immediately eat when you activate it, you won't lose any adrenaline. So obviously when you eat, you lose some adrenaline. And if you activate a ultimate during that time and then eat right away, you won't lose any adren for it because you're already going down to 0% adrenaline. So there you see I avoided the light there just because I was in a death swiftness and I didn't really feel like leaving it. Also, I'm not one of the people that uses brews during Arraxor just because it's, especially on my Iron Man, it's a waste of brews. I would much rather save them for raids or something like that, so I just straight up use sharks. Alright, Arraxor is getting pretty low, so let's lure some spiders. It is a good idea to try to get to 50% adren during this time so that you can devotion. So there, oops, dropped my prayer on accident. Alright, get Arraxor to absorb some of these spiders. So I haven't talked much about cleaves. Cleaves, you should never really be getting hit by cleaves. If you notice, I try to keep Arraxor on the left side of my screen all the time, and I keep my mouse on the right side of my screen, so that if Arraxor does start cleaving, I can immediately just click away from it. And that's really important because if you're somebody like me who, especially as you get lazier and lazier doing Arraxor, you don't really find yourself doing your freedom and anticipation as much like you should. So it's really helpful to be able to get out of those cleaves at any time, especially at a higher enrage Arraxor. One cleave will kill you. So it's just something to get used to. When you start P4, immediately escape. That will stop your adrenaline loss. Go ahead and drink a new Overload and Super Anti-Poison. You can activate your Enhanced Excalibur at this time. And then the first thing you want to do is anticipate right now and start your prayer switching, because there, as you've seen, he did a special attack right away. And anticipate also stops your adrenaline loss. So here we're just going to switch back and forth. I don't like to stand too far away from Arraxor, because if you stand too far away, the attacks come at you at a really strange time. So if I come way back here and I attack, well, actually I don't have very good distance on these Death Lotus darts, so it won't matter. But if you're too far away, you'll get 3 of the same attack, and what happens is you end up getting a mage attack and a range attack hitting you at the exact same time. And you don't want that because it kind of fucks with your prayer switching. So here you'll see I'm in a nice rotation of 2 attacks, 2 range, and then here comes 2 mage. So here's 1 range, 2 range, and then switch to mage. He'll do mage. I switched a little early. So another thing that I should have done is I really should have fired off a Death Swiftness. And obviously I forgot to bring an adrenaline pot, but we are gonna do, we're just gonna go without the Death Swiftness, and we're just gonna do rapid fire and snapshot. Should end him pretty quickly. Move, because that thing's gonna hit me. And there we go, done with that. So this was a fairly easy kill. Like I said, I was only at 140% enrage, so it wasn't very high. And you'll notice that, like I said, because I'm super lazy at this, I just bring a lot of sharks and I eat up all the time. There's a lot of ways that you can do this. You can either save a lot more food or go with a lot faster kills. I didn't time that kill, so I don't know how fast it was, probably 9-10 minutes or something like that. But you can do it a lot faster. But just by utilizing some other things. But so that's a cheap and easy guide on how to do Path 3 at higher enrages, not high enrage, but higher enrages. And if you have any questions, PM me in game, Ninjahatchet, or on my Iron Man at thechatninja. Thanks, guys. Oh, let's see what I got. Woo, Onyx.